As someone who tries to make videos on helping families trying to conceive, it's very important for me to share what I know and what I've found out that would help and support families who are trying to conceive. There are a lot of things I've heard. I've heard that, oh, women should try and have kids in their 20s. Women shouldn't leave it too long because this is going to happen, that is going to happen. I've not really done my own research. So I decided to do my own research to find out why all this conversation around women having kids younger, and I came up with 11 things, surprisingly 11 things women trying to conceive after 30 should bear in mind, or 11 things that if you're out there, you want to have kids after you turn 30, what you should bear in mind. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're seeing me for the first time, my name is Precious. I am so excited to share these 11 facts or 11 things that I found out about trying to conceive after the age of 30. I guess one of the reasons I decided to do this is to know why did it take me long to have Naomi? Why was it taking me long to have Naomi? And a lot of people as well that I've seen that have turned after the age of 30, it did take them a little bit longer. And I also know people even in their 20s, it took them longer. Now, I'm not saying that if you're 20, you're going to get pregnant early or faster, or if you're in your 30s or your 40s, you're going to get pregnant faster. I'm not saying that. This is what I have just found out. It's up to you to decide what you want to do. The first thing that I found out is that every baby girl is born with the number of eggs that they are supposed to have in their lifetime. Did you know that? I knew this, but it's not something I had actually thought about. Every girl child, every baby girl, as soon as the baby is born, she already has the number of eggs that she would have for the whole of her lifetime. Unlike the men who produce sperm on a daily, on a weekly, on a monthly basis, women already are born with the number of eggs. This is actually very scary for me because it tells me that, so as I am now, I can't produce another egg. I can't make egg. It's already there. It's already in my body. All the eggs that I will ever have is already in my body. Now, that's the one thing I have found out. Let's keep talking. Now, another thing I found out is that an average girl is born with approximately 1 million eggs. Okay, right, so 1 million eggs, that's actually a lot of eggs. So if you're going to live, let's say for 40 years, if you calculate every month, let's say you start having your period at the age of 12 or at the age of 11, so in a month you have 1 egg released, in a month you have 1 egg released. So if you calculate that, how many eggs are you going to have? I feel like you have enough eggs, yeah, because you're not going to be having babies for the whole time that you're a woman or you're alive. So you're going to be having babies, let's say within 10 years of, let's say an average of 3 kids you're going to be having. You space it 3 years, 10 years you should be able to have your babies. Now within those 10 years, you're going to be ovulating once every month. So if you calculate 12, right, times how many years? 10 years, 12 times 10. That should give you the quantity of egg. Let's say you're ovulating every month. That should give you the quantity of egg that you actually need for this 10 years time that you're going to be having getting pregnant and having babies. But before you get to the point of having babies, you're already releasing eggs. Okay? But 1 million egg on an average, that's not bad. I don't know about you. I feel like it's not bad to have 1 million egg on average. So that's one thing I found out, that every woman or every girl has on average 1 million potential eggs. Now let's continue with our finding. Another thing I found out is that by your first period, this 1 million eggs have been shrunk to 300,000. From 1 million that you were born with, by the time you get to age 11 on average, when people have period, the egg has reduced to 300,000. So if the egg has reduced to 300,000 by the time you're having your period, how is it reducing? What is shrinking the eggs? Like, I really want to do like proper. I wish I can do something like a study to find out what makes it shrink. Now, this one is very scary for me. So the other thing I found out, I'm going to be putting this on the screen. Another thing I found out is that during the average woman's reproductive life, only 300, Jesus, only 300 to 500 eggs will mature enough to potentially form pregnancy. So it started with 1 million egg, it shrunk to 300,000. Now you're finding out that between the time when a woman is reproducing, it has literally shrunk, or the mature egg that would come. Why I'm holding my phone is that I want to start calculating. Where's my calculator? Let me find, because this is very scary for me. I honestly cannot even believe what I'm seeing here. So, oh, my calculator. So the egg has shrunk from 300,000. So during reproductive time, the egg is now between 300 to 500 mature egg. Where's my calculator? I need to calculate something, because I don't know about how you guys feel, but I am just okay. So if you have, let's say you have 500 eggs, okay, so 500 eggs is what you have. So between your age that you're going to be reproducing, it says an average woman's reproductive life does not even mean just when you're having babies, though. It means, let's say from the age of 25, on average, when women start getting married and having kids, to the age of, let's say, 40. So this is 15 years of reproducing. Okay, now there are outliers, people who will marry early before 25 and people who would have kids after 40, but let's just use an average. So that's between 25 to 40 is 15. Okay, and you only have how many eggs? 500 eggs. Now every month you release one, and don't forget sometimes you release two, but let's just say that you're releasing one. That is going to be how many? One, so 15 years, 15 times 12. So each month is 12. 15 times 12 is 180. Now that 180, meaning that you're releasing, you're likely going to release 180 eggs. Okay, we are still safe, isn't it? Because if every month you're releasing one egg, between 15 years, 12 months, so 15 times 12, 180. So 180 eggs. I hope I'm calculating this thing correctly. 180 eggs. Okay, let's keep going. So what that means is that this means that women already have limited supply of egg. So as we age, our eggs decline in quantity and quality in the following ways. Now it has reduced to 300 to 500, but as we get older, our eggs begin to reduce in quality and quantity. There are different things as well that makes our egg to reduce in quality and quantity. The first thing is some eggs just die off. The second thing is that others experience natural genetic mutation with age that prevent them from becoming a healthy pregnancy. So this is where, before the egg even gets to the point of maturing and getting to the point of being released, something happens. It becomes unwell and it dies. So these are the two important things that happens that makes your egg either reduces in quantity and in quality. And when your egg is not good, doesn't have a good quality, it definitely it's not going to mature enough to get to that point where it's going to be released for ovulation. Another thing I found out is that by the time you turn 30, only 90% of those eggs are remaining. This is getting worse. I honestly don't know that this is this bad. So the remaining egg that you have, which they say is between 300 to 500, which even at this point is still going to be reducing due to the quality of the egg, due to a mutation that is going to happen, or due to some egg just dying by itself, you now only have 90%. So that means that out of that 500 that they say you have only 90% left at the age of 30. It's not still bad because you still have 90%, but let's keep finding out. So in your early 30s, by the time you get into 30, your early 30s, your egg starts declining gradually. So the remaining 90% that you have now starts declining gradually. That is what I have found, that as you turn 30, 31, 32, your egg starts declining gradually. Now by the age of 35, when you turn 35, this egg that was declining gradually now starts declining rapidly. So it's not more like it's not declining slowly from between the age of 31 to 35. From the age of 35 upwards, it now starts declining rapidly. Now bear in mind that I said you got 1 million egg on average when you were born. By your first period, the egg has reduced to 300,000. And by the time you start having kids, the egg has reduced between 300 to 500, which starts declining as well by the time you turn 30, which also starts declining again by the time you turn 35. It starts declining rapidly. This is very interesting, and it's even going to get more interesting. At 30 years old, 1 in 952 babies is born with Down syndrome. 1 in 952, which is not bad, which is like a big probability. So it's not that bad. But by the time you turn 35, 1 in 378 live birth. So what that means is that why they said live birth is because there's a chance when a woman gets to that age, the woman may not be able to have a living baby, right? So for you to have a living baby, by that age, 1 in every 378 live birth is going to be born with Down syndrome. So what that means is that from everything that I've found, that everything I've mentioned, which are 11 that I've just stated to you, is that if you have the opportunity to have kids when you're younger, do it. If you have the opportunity to have kids when you're in your 20s, do it. Because the older you get, this is science, this is not precious talking, this is science. The older you get, the more difficult it's going to be. If you have the opportunity and you decide to leave it, you don't want to get to the point where you regret it in the future, okay? What we don't want as women is to get to a point where we start putting ourselves under pressure, unnecessary pressure that we could have avoided. These are the 11 things that are so fascinating that I found that about having kids when you turn 30. It's so fascinating to me that I am just beginning to think that if you have the chance, if you have the opportunity, do it when you can. Now, this is not to say that every woman should be so desperate to have kids when they're in their 20s. No, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that if you have the opportunity to do it when you're younger, do it. So that you know that if you've just gotten this thing out of the way, you're not going to be thinking about, oh, will this baby be okay? Do I have enough eggs? Oh, this one I'm not getting pregnant. Who knows if my egg reserve is empty? Or who knows if you just begin to think about different things. And this is not what you want to do, because the more you think, the more you put pressure on yourself. The more you put pressure on yourself, the more you begin to you begin to have stress, and prolonged exposure to cortisol in your body will even begin to cause more problem for you. So guys, have you gotten something out of this video? Because I am still very fascinated about this whole thing. Have you gotten value out of it? Please let me know in the comment section. What do you think? Do you think that this is just a lie? This is just all full of crap? Or do you think that it's true? Have you experienced having baby when you were younger and having baby when you were older? Can you tell the difference? Did it affect you? Was it easier for you to get pregnant when you were younger, and when you turned 30, did it become a lot more difficult? Let me know in the comment section, because I really want to know. Have you gotten value out of this video? If you have, please share it. Like this video, I want you guys to share it so that a lot of people would be able to watch it and be able to make informed decision when it comes to having babies. Thank you so much for watching. There's a video that I really want you to watch, and that video is how to know that your body is too acidic. How to know that your body is too acidic. I would like you to watch that video right now.